All right, Shalom, we on once again, giving all praises, glory, and honor, of course, to our heavenly power and his dear son, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Harakak Wadash. All right, double honor still is an apostle, great millstone who teaches us and encourages us to go into this truth, okay, and to the history. So like to go into the history more, and to all the faithful lock and Barakathum, and continue pushing. I want to get into a video about this Edomite in his book here. New Testament and Antiquity, right? I like going into this from time to time. The only reason why I like going into it too, because Esau is making his tongue fall upon himself in these books. All right, they're gonna prove that the Apocrypha, which means sent away, hidden, is part of the Bible. They're gonna say it out their own writings in their own mouth. All right. So the Lord is making these devils' tongues fall upon themselves. But I want to read this. This is John chapter 10, verse 20. John chapter 10, verse 22. John chapter 10, verse 22. Now Yahweh Shai went to the feast of dedication. It's going to tell you here, and it was at Jerusalem or Jerusalem, the feast of dedication, and it was winter. Now, when you go into this word, the feast of dedication, right? They even tell you here on a blue letter. The Feast of Dedication, right? G1456, right? Let's just go into it.
Strong's G1456. Echania.
Strong's G1456. One more time.
Strong's G1456. Echania.
All right. Dedication, consecration. In particular, the annual feast celebrated 8 days beginning in the 25. Okay, boom, boom. Let's skip that. Instituted by Judas Maccabees, which Maccabee means hammer, right? Judas Maccabees, all right, a Hebrew Israelite. I forgot what tribe he comes from. 164 BC, all right? In memory of the cleansing of the temple from the pollution of Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay, so I'm going to read to you from start from page 19, and I'm going to end on page 20. It's going to be brief. Knowing history thus builds the context in which present events can be understood. And the section of the particular part I'm reading is called Knowing History, from page 19 of this book, the New Testament of Antiquity. All right. Also, Zondervan as well, I believe. Gary M. Berg, Lynn H. Kohik, and Gene L. Green, all Edomites. All right, also a Zondervan edition. Okay, knowing history thus builds the context in which present events can be understood. All right, and present events are being understood because we know our history as Hebrew Israelites. All right, the dedication of the temple, it was a rededication of the temple when Yahweh Shai went to that dedication. Now, Yahweh Shai came way after the rededication of the temple. He came way after that. You're talking about during the time of the Antiochus Epiphanes. You're talking about 164. He was pretty much taken down by the Maccabees. All right, you can find that written. All right, and this particular Antiochus was Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes, but you also had Antiochus the third. You had a lot of Antiochians. The line is long. All right, but anyway. John 10, right? It says here. In John 10, for example, Yahweh Shai, I'm not using that Jesus garbage, but Yahweh Shai attends the festival of Hanukkah. Okay? Hanukkah. This celebration was popular since it retold the story of Judaism, not no Judaism garbage. I hate using that too. Guerrilla war against the Greeks. All right, and the Greeks are you Edomites out there, you so-called white people, all right? Against the Greeks and a rededication of the temple. It was a rededication of the temple, all right? So that's what it says, okay? They even tell you all right, they even tell you in this definition here. Once again, in particular, the annual feast celebrated 8 days beginning in the instituted by Judas Maccabees, 164 BC. All right, it's way before Yahweh Shai came. In memory of the cleansing of the temple from the pollution of Antiochus Epiphanes, which was the fourth. Okay? Now I'm going to read the scripture once again. John chapter 10, verse 22. and it was at Jerusalem the feast of the dedication. And it was winter, and Yahushua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. But the feast of dedication, okay, Yahushua attended that feast, all right? So he knew the history of the Greek Hellenization period, all right? You so-called Christians say the Apocrypha doesn't belong in the Bible, but it's part of the Bible. It's where a lot of the Greek history is a lot of the Greek history is in it, and also the Persian Empire, all right? It even goes into the Assyrians, all right? Achior, the Israelites, okay, Achior the Israelite, all right? Now, hold on. All right, and Antiochus, I ain't really got to get it, but I'll just grab it for truth's sake. All right, I'll just grab it for truth's sake. This First Maccabees, starting at verse 41. I had it held, actually. First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus IV wrote to his whole kingdom, or Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Right, that's what's that symbolic to Esau wanting to create this new world order so everybody could be equal, all right? The RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, found in Revelation 13. Okay, and everyone should leave his laws. That's why Esau doesn't follow the Most High's laws, because he's profane. He's outside of the temple. He's not going to follow the Most High's law because he's a devil. He makes up his own laws. He wants to be God himself. All right, so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. The word profane means to be outside of the temple. All right. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, or Yahweh, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. And living in Esau society, these are strange. Oh, that's a nice looking blue jay. Salakiakim, beautiful bird. These are strange laws. These are not laws that could rehabilitate the earth, which the world ain't going to be rehabilitated under Esau's rule. All right. So it's just falsehood. It's just something that's not going to benefit nobody. All right. Same-sex marriages, all that stuff. But anyway, and yea, many also of the Israelites, okay, consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. You Israelites are holy people out there. All right, you identify perfectly with the Bible, all right? Perfectly the earth, man. Even if you didn't use the scriptures, you can still prove that we're the afflicted people. But that all ties in right back to the Bible. So, of course, you got to use it, you know? And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols. And one of the idols they set up was Serapis. All right, or Zeus, okay, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised. All right, now as Israelites, we're given a law, all right, a covenant, or given a law that Abraham was to circumcise. Though he had 8 sons, but Ishmael was never promised, never had the promise. He had particular piece of land where they still dwell around Saudi Arabia in that region now till this day, but the Israelites were given that promise. All right, no other nation on earth was given that the law, statutes, commandments, like it says in Deuteronomy chapter 4. But verse 47, and set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. All right, eating pork is unclean. All right, eating crabs, shrimps, and lobsters is unclean. All right, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, right, outside of the temple, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. That's why Esau has changed and broken the everlasting covenant, because he wants us to forget who we are as Israelites. He wants us to deny that we're Israelites. He wants to keep on afflicting us. That's what the so-called white man does. He wants us to forget that we're the Hebrew Israelites, all right? But the Lord woke us back up, that breath, that life in us, all right? We have that life. A lot of you Israelites still don't have that life, but you know you're an Israelite, all right? You don't have that knowledge and understanding, which really that's what that breath represents, okay? To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So if we don't bow down to Esau's society or his mark of the beast, guess what? He's going to put a lot of us to death, or some of us to death. Salakia. Okay? Or some of us to death. To the end they might forget. Okay? And whosoever, I read that. Okay? In the self-same manner, rode he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. So you know what this devil did? He set up a trench. He pretty much said, you know what? Keep an eye out on these Israelites. Don't let them do this. Don't let them go here. Don't let them do this. All right? Try to restrain and keep that restrainer or pressure and keep us bound to this, to his belief, which was not to Salaka, which was not to follow our law, statute, and commandments. All right, which was not to follow our law, statute, and commandments. So this book right here on page 19, going into 20. All right, this book right here explains. All right, pretty much Esau, Edom, making his tongue to fall upon himself, is pretty much saying that, look, the Apocrypha is part of the scriptures. All right. But with that, just wanted to prove that point. But with that, giving all praises, glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Waharakak Wadash, and Shalom.